I'm Ron Reeder, and this is Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. And today I have for you 23 notes on COVID-19. So, in no particular order, there's kind of an order, but, no particular order. Note number one, we broke 50,000 coronavirus deaths in the United States last Friday. And by the time I upload this video, it will very likely be 60,000 deaths. And we got 1 million cases, and all of this is an undercount because the testing has just been virtually non-existent. Now, 60,000 deaths, that beats Vietnam. And it took us 10 years of heavy fighting in Vietnam to get to that point. We just got here in a couple of months. 60,000 dead and growing. Note number two, I now have a mask, which was made for me by a friend of my girlfriend, Amy. Amy provided the fabric, and I've got some classic 1970s iconic DC superheroes on mine. The Harris County masking order started yesterday, and I, went out to Walmart today to pick up a prescription, and I wore my mask. One of the things I haven't figured out yet is how to do this thing without fogging up my glasses, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and I'll worry about that later. Now, the one thing that's important to remember about masks is that they don't protect you. I mean, maybe a wee little bit, but, hardly any at all. The masks are about protecting others from you. So in order for it to work, we got to have basically a 100% participation rate. Now, at the same time, our brilliant governor of the great state of Texas, Governor Abbott, has done an in-run around municipalities and localities saying that you can't fine anybody. There was going to be a $1,000 fine here in Harris County for violating the mask order, but they can't do that anymore, making compliance voluntary. There is effectively no enforcement mechanism. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant! Just like everything about this freaking pandemic. Note number three, I keep hearing politicians just across the political spectrum, Democrats, Republicans, whatever, talking about getting enough people sick in order to achieve so-called herd immunity. At the same time, the World Health Organization and other bodies of expertise are telling us that you can be reinfected once you've gotten over your coronavirus infection, which means to me that you can't achieve herd immunity just by getting everybody sick, that you gotta have vaccines to do it. I don't know. I would like for these two ideas to be, straightened out through discussion in the news media, but right now it's just a sort of contradiction in reporting. They let these politicians and others go by talking about herd immunity, and then, okay, turning to our next story, oh, you can get coronavirus again. I'm going to side with the experts. It's ridiculous thinking, if you can be reinfected, that we can achieve herd immunity by getting everybody sick, but the media is not addressing this at all, and I would love to hear what they have to say about this. Note number four. In my COVID-19 special a few weeks back, I predicted that there would be a national madness in the style of 9/11 descending upon the country as the pandemic works its way down the road. And it has, what with, bourgeois coronavirus dinner parties, douchebag beachcombers, weird hoarding, pepper spraying social distance violators, and I shit you not, poisoning from hand sanitizer overuse and so on. But, so we've got a general craziness on the land, but let me tell you, the conservatives are trying to market the corner, trying to corner the market on cray, and they're working really hard on that. Note number 5, conservatives continue either to downplay the risks or straight up deny the existence of coronavirus. Global warming and evolution are one thing, but we got people dropping like flies out there. This is the ultimate. Note number 6, crazy evangelical preachers are trying to kill their congregants. But that is only after these congregants are sent out into secular society as agents of infection. Then they can die once they've, gone and taken down some of the heathens with them. Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina, California, these death cult fuckers are everywhere. It would behoove you to beware of evangelical disease carriers. In fact, I think it's totally fair game, if you have any evangelical friends or contacts, to just sort of innocently ask if they're still going to church. Maybe they'll tell you they're watching streaming services. Okay, that's cool, but man, it's we should know if people are exposing themselves to this shit so that we can stay away from them. Note number 7, anti-lockdown protests organized and funded by billionaires. These are not grassroots protests, it's AstroTurf. Organized and funded by billionaires. These protesters are amassing in public, creating perfect circumstances for virus transmission, all while they rage against public health measures intended to combat a disease they loudly assert does not even exist. Strangely, many of them wear masks. Go figure. Number 8. I had to block a former student on Facebook because he kept posting coronavirus misinformation on my page. No. It's a drag. I like him, but he's gone. Number 9. Some Republican governors are inexplicably reopening their states for business. Are they sucking up to Trump? Are they owning the liberals? Do they just like seeing people die? Or better yet, does their capitalist god Mammon require fresh blood sacrifice? Well, I don't fucking know, and I'll tell you this, Georgia is going to be a bloodbath. Note number 10. Republicans may be crazy and irrational, excessively crazy and irrational, but they are not stupid. They are using the pandemic as an opportunity to advance their shitty, evil, fascist agenda. I mean, they're always trying to advance their shitty, evil, fascist agenda, but this is on a scale unheard of. Just ramped it up massively. Number 11. Republicans handed over to big business billions of dollars that were intended to go to small business. Republicans have shut down abortion clinics throughout the South. That's number 12. Number 13, Republicans have suspended environmental regulations. Number 14, Republicans have stopped issuing green card, permanent resident status, immigration visas. But at the same time, they are continuing to issue Immigration work visas. So it's a contradictory policy, clearly having absolutely nothing to do with protecting anyone from disease, but it is an opportunity to please both of the competing immigration factions within the Republican Party. You've got the xenophobic, racist haters in one faction. They don't want anybody here. In the other faction, you've got the evil, racist, capitalist exploiters, and it's like, well, we want immigrants here so we can exploit them and steal their labor. These factions are always at odds, and the White House just threw a little red meat to both of them. Nice little play there, President Trump. Number 15, Republicans, namely the White House, are inexplicably confiscating medical supplies, and they're continuing to suppress testing. Now that is some serious what the fuck right there. I don't see how this is good for America, for Republicans, let alone for America. I mean, maybe there's some sort of short-term political gain, I don't know, but as far as the long-term is concerned, I don't see, this doesn't make sense by any reckoning at all that I could even possibly imagine. And seriously, this reminds me of hateful British economic policy during the Irish potato famine, got thousands and thousands and thousands of people killed, and Stalin using an overall famine to starve Ukrainians back in the 1930s. This is up there as far as just dark, evil shit that the government's doing to kill its own people. Note number 16, Republicans are waging all-out war on the working class. Note number 17, the Attorney General has moved to shield employers from employee coronavirus safety-related lawsuits. Number 18, $1,200 is a slap in the face. Fuck you, Mitch McConnell. Fuck you, Republicans. Number 19, landlords are being allowed to evict tenants, even though evictions have been suspended throughout the land. Ladies and gentlemen, the rent bomb is exploding. Note number 20, healthcare moguls are being allowed to fire doctors and nurses for speaking out publicly about safety, health safety violations in their workplace. Number 21, OSHA is not enforcing workplace safety regulations. Number 22, and really this out of everything is something that warms my soul. There are coronavirus safety related wildcat strikes across the country. Power to the people, folks. We can do it. And finally, my last note, kind of on a downer. It's all a downer. Number 23, coronavirus is not a racist disease. It's not really brilliant, like Trump said. It's not getting smarter, but it is a disease. America, however, is a racist nation. So people of color, ethnic minorities are definitely taking the brunt of all this, particularly black people. You know, man, going off script, we lost Ellis Marsalis out of New Orleans, the great modern jazz piano player, father of the Marsalis clan, Wynton Marsalis, Branford Marsalis, and others. Ellis was a black man, and you know, it's a tragedy for the whole country. It's a double tragedy in communities of color. Merca. You know, wow, what a list. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe.